So today we're going to be diving into some Buffalo Trace. Are you ready? Get ready. Hey, this is Mark from Northwest Bourbon. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be diving into Buffalo Trace. And on social media, you hear about Buffalo Trace all the time, about people wanting them, about people loving them, about people not being able to find them, about how the secondary prices are ridiculous, all that stuff. But I can't remember if I've ever mentioned Buffalo Trace on this channel before. Maybe you want something a little better.
I can't remember if I've ever mentioned Buffalo Trace on this channel.
Solid choice. Well, even if I haven't gone into big detail about it. Okay, so Buffalo Trace is a big, popular distillery in Kentucky, and they primarily use two different mash bills to make their entire product line. Now, there's a whole lot of more details in there, but we're not going to get into the weeds on that right now. We're going to get into what these taste like. All right, the standard offering, Buffalo Trace, their flagship bourbon, is 90 proof. And I got that for $27 on base. All right, a Buffalo Trace product that you should have no problem finding is the Ancient Age, which I think I got this one for 15 bucks or something. And it's 80 proof. But I'm not going to be using that one for this blind. I'm going to be using the Ancient Age, which I got this half gallon for 27 bucks, but it's 90 proof instead of 80. It's just a little bit darker, has a little bit more flavor, and it's got 10 extra proof points. And I just find it better, so it's better to line up with these guys. Next one is Eagle Rare. Eagle Rare has gotten incredibly hard to find, but I can still find them on base on a regular basis for $36 or something. And so, moral of the story is make friends with somebody in the military and have them take you shopping. The next one on the list is Blanton's. Now this one comes in a very marketable bottle. It's very desirable. It's only 93 proof, but it's a single barrel, and it prides itself in being the original single barrel, and it's delicious for a $60 bottle. If you see it for over $100, pass it by. And next we have Colonel Taylor, 100 proof. This one is the small batch because I can't find any of the other ones up here. I've tried the single barrel and whatnot in Kentucky, but not up here in Washington. So it's 100 proof, 93, and those three are 90. So all five of these are all from Buffalo Trace, and they're all between 90 and 100 proof. And so the similarities should be a lot. I'm going to pour all these glasses, put them in the turninator, mix them all up. There's only 4 slots in the turninator, so I'll have to swap out the 5th one here and there, but it'll be fine. I'll still lose track. And then I'll nose them all, make some notes, and then I'll taste them all, make some notes, and give you guys a little bit of a rundown. But I'm going to fast forward through most of that in the effort to save time, because time is that one commodity you can't make more of. All right, get ready to go and fast forward. Alright, thank you, Turninator. You outdid yourself. Alright, so after nosing through them all, there's a lot of similarities. Lots of vanilla, slight hints of cherry, creaminess, a little bit of caramel, a little bit of wood, a little bit stronger wood on one than the other one. One of them had a little bit of a stale soda note, while the other one had more of an ice cream note. But all in all, they have a very similar nose profile, which is exactly what we expected. Now we're going to get into tasting. Cheers. Alright, so I'm good right there. I went through one time through all of them, and I know if I went back and forth a little bit, I could be a little bit more nitpicky with them. But off that first impression off the glass, what I got was, number one was nice and sweet and easy to drink. Number two had a little bit more bitterness and wood char in it. Number three had almost a bitter cherry with like an almond type hint in there. It was kind of strange. Number four was the most complex. It had the most stuff going on with different parts of my mouth, with the different flavors I was getting on the aftertaste, and in the little bit of a hug it had. I would definitely give it points for most complex. When it comes to the notes that I tasted that were the same throughout all of them, they all had a little bit of charred wood, A little bit of vanilla, a little bit of cherry, a little bit of caramel, a little bit of baking spices. Those classic Buffalo Trace type bourbon notes. All of them had those classic bourbon notes. I'm just trying to accentuate the differences and try to like highlight them, put them in the spotlight. And number 5 had the best balance, bringing him fully rounded into a very favorable palate to where nothing was really standing out too harsh. Nothing was really standing out too hard, but it still wasn't boring, right? Like number 1 was almost boring, how it was soft and sweet and easy to drink. And it's like, that's pretty much what it gave me. And so number 1 was Buffalo Trace. That makes sense, that was the standard Buffalo Trace. And so I'm guessing number 2 was the E.H. Taylor. That makes total sense. So number 1 was Blanton's. The Blanton's bottle that I have open right now is really good. It's got a great balance, great mouthfeel, and I had kind of a feeling that was like that. So I'm guessing the kind of bitter cherry almond one that, you know, almost reminds you of a flat soda was the Eagle Rare. So this bottle that I just poured from has more of that stale soda with that almondy, you know, kind of stale soda accent flavor to it. While this other one that I have open right now has more of a stale grape soda note to it, which is really odd. I opened this one before I opened the one that's already empty, because the one that's empty right now had a great balance to it and was like, oh, this is why people like Eagle Rare. Because this, the first one I bought, I still have it because I didn't think it was that special. But like I said, for $35 out the door, this is a great 10-year, 90-proof bourbon that's definitely worth buying. If someone's asking you for over $100 on this, tell them to fly a kite. And of course, that would put the Ancient Age in its correct spot at last place. But a lot of the flavor notes that I was getting off that were so similar with all the other ones across the board. And so the Ancient Age wasn't really that much different than the Blanton's. It just had a little bit more of a bitter wood char in the back of it than the Blanton's did. So if you're going to go Buffalo Trace hunting, remember, don't pay secondary. Make friends with somebody in the military. And I prefer regular Buffalo Trace to a subpar Eagle Rare bottle. But you can get, if you can get a good one, that's great. And that's all I've got for you on Buffalo Trace. So if you're going to go Buffalo Trace hunting, go ahead and do it. It's worth the price point at retail, at MSRP. Make friends with somebody in the military. Get it at a price that's reasonable. Don't pay secondary. Secondary's bad. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I'm gonna leave you guys with a bad bourbon joke. Alright, so this guy's out at a bonfire party in the middle of farmland, and he starts wandering away by himself with his handle of Ancient Age and getting way too sloppy. And he ends up by this giant wind turbine. And he goes and sits down next to it and turns and says, "So what kind of music do you like?" And the wind turbine says, "I'm a big metal fan." Alright, there's a bad bourbon joke. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Be on the lookout for more hits coming your way. Remember, earn, protect, and enjoy. Cheers.